Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Forbidden Lands with the DM Sterling, players Hosfae, Dilph, Ultima, and myself. Sorry about the title not updating. As I bring in our wonderful players, hello, everybody.
I was a little bit confused. I'm like, it's not Tuesday, is it?
No, it's not. That was the damn title not updating on my. When I hit go, it said no, I'm just going to update your tags instead. But I will throw you on over to our wonderful DM, Mr. Sterling.
Thank you, Xinthar. Good evening, good morning, everyone. It has been a little bit of a hiatus since we last had a session. Unfortunately, real life, in all of its perniciousness, tends to get in the way. But here we are this evening. We are continuing this wonderful derpy Australian party's adventures into the mysterious ruined castle known as Weatherstone. Now, after a bit of an explore involving crossing a moat with a weird gribbly tentacle monster and some internal explorations of some ruined bed chambers interrupted rudely by a mysterious shadow creature and a horde of skeletons, the party bravely managed to barely survive that assault of skeletons and retreated back to its initial outpost just outside the castle proper, located in an outlying watchtower, where they rested up and tried their best to lick their wounds and prepare for their next assault on this dear castle. Unfortunately, though, they were interrupted once again, such is the way of the Forbidden Lands, by the appearance suddenly of a large griffin that descended from on high and threatened to eviscerate all of them into teeny tiny little strips of meat. Fortunately, though, with some more heroics, including a death-defying leap by Xinthar, the party managed to defend themselves once again and ended up with a nice bit of griffin meat for lunchies tomorrow. At least that's my recollection. Does anyone else wish to add to that? Wish to embellish their heroism? Or...
Who was the spider person that was climbing the walls and the ceiling?
Oh, yes!
Yeah, the fleshy spider.
The fleshy spider person, yes. Well, you haven't really had a formal introduction yet. You've only met in passing.
I've screamed at him.
You've screamed at him, yes.
You've screamed at a lot of things, though, to be fair.
So there are more mysteries that this castle is containing, hiding away from you. And I believe the party has designs for this place. I mean, it's free real estate, so they're looking at maybe turning it into a bit of a doer-upper, I think. That seems to be the plan, but...
It's a bit of a fixer-upper.
Only 12 million gold.
Whether or not these delightful interactions with local wildlife and creatures beyond mortal ken will dissuade them, I don't know. As DM, I don't really have any plans. It's all down to the players. So with that bit of a recap, I shall throw it over to you guys as dawn crests the horizon, grey and miserable as it is, as the gods seem to see fit to literally rain on your parade with torrential downpours continuing throughout this day. So in the midst of this grey miasma of mist, fog, and rain, what is your next move, lady and gentlemen?
Couple of things to clarify, because I don't really remember where it ended up on the last one. How much food, leather, meat and leather and stuff did we get? And is Hoss still injured? Do we still have Zin trying to hold his guts in and all that sort of fun stuff, or is everybody back at full strength?
Hoss is missing a leg.
Yeah,
well,
Hoss is
yeah,
still
that's
limping, but I don't believe that
Zin and
Xinthar's
healed.
still...
I
Mostly.
healed now, I believe, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And in answer to your question, you had 6 strips of leather and 10 units of meat.
Alright.
We should smoke them. Smoke every bit of it.
Smoke it down.
We'll cleanse the tower at the same time. Get the bad juju out with barbecue.
And don't we need sage? Pretty sure we need sage for that.
I think barbecue
As a
is
seasoning.
sage. I would suggest that we probably should cook the meat up before it spoils. So that's a quarter day of doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Can I collect some of the feathers?
I will permit that, yes. I don't see any. Why not?
Can I have one primary feather?
You can make so many arrows.
Yeah, that's true. I just like primary feathers.
Primary feathers are the most useful, is from what I hear.
Pretty cool.
Apparently I'm still quiet. I'll work on that.
Can I, just for what you call it, theatrical storytelling reasons, spend the day fashioning myself a peg leg?
That sounds like an excellent idea.
We could cure a griffin claw to put on the bottom of it.
Oh.
Sure,
That'll work.
why not? Let's taxidermy the griffin leg.
You put the
You shall
mouth on
have a
top so it's
nice-
like eating the leg.
All right, so you're not going to be able to get through all the meat. There is a quite significant amount of it, but you will be able to cook a fair amount. Although, you do have kitchen utensils, do you not?
Yeah, we've got a
You
portable
do,
kitchen
you do.
and I know how to cook. So I think
Wow.
that's 2d6 per thing, maybe? Or 1d6?
It's up to a dozen if you have the right kitchen equipment. So we're having a bit of a cooking day. All right. So Hosfae's out fashioning a leg. Dilph is cooking. What is everyone else doing for this first shift, this morning part of the day?
I'll be keeping watch, just moving around the outside of the tower.
Might be a good idea.
No screaming!
They won't hear me over the rain.
And Darius, what will you be doing?
That's a good question. I'm not sure what Darius would be doing in this situation.
Taking the griffin's head.
Making a very nice griffin hat.
Oh,
Or griffin cloak, perhaps, if I could. Don't think I have leatherworking, so maybe
Griffin
this is my
cloak.
chance to learn it.
I am going to be doing that, but
Well, maybe you can make me a nice hat later. Let's see. What talents?
I have tanning, but obviously I don't have...
Well, we can all piss in a bucket for you. I'm sure that's most of what you need, right?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Hos can turn the pelts into leather, but she can't turn the leather into something wearable.
Maybe it would be worthwhile trying to work some of that leather then, but we have to have leather first, and we won't have that for a while.
Somebody got a knife? You can skin it.
I
Yeah,
do
true.
indeed have a knife. I
I
have
have a
played
dagger.
knifey spoony before.
Hosfae could spend a shift to turn D6 of those bits of pelt into leather.
People want me to do that. I'm happy to do it.
I suppose I'll just rest for this period then.
We're still healing.
Mm.
It was a total fluke that we survived that next encounter.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so Garak is keeping watch. Hosfae is...
Is there a time period in which I need to do the leather working, or like skinning, or...
No, there's no time period. It's just you take a shift to do it. You have to make a tanning check.
Yeah, but so if I do it? Do I spoiling is what I'm thinking of?
No, pelts, they wouldn't spoil.
Quickly. Yeah, okay.
Whereas I
Well,
think the food we've got to cook within a day, otherwise it goes kasplut.
Yes. Yes, indeed. So, Posic will be cooking, Darius will be resting. All right. Okay. Can I have a crafting check from Hosfae? Let's see how she goes with her
all right.
with her knife work.
Can you pee? Craft. Didn't actually. Oh, this is not my best skill.
There are some times when it's like, oh, I'm terrible at this.
But she gets a success as she manages to muddle her way through her first proper bit of tanning. Can I ask you to roll me a d6, please, Hoss?
Sure.
We shall see how many bits of leather you produce.
Come on. Oh, that's not bad.
4. Very well. I shall add 4 pieces of leather to your inventory. Do with them what you will. Meanwhile, Posic, I believe you don't need to make a roll. It just happens, isn't it? Yep, just happens. So,
Huzzah! So we have, what, a dozen units of food? Oh no, we had 10 meat, I think.
10 meat, yes. So,
So 10 meat becomes 10 food, unless there was mould or whatever that Grack was throwing in the pot.
Yeah, there was some prime mold.
Some excellent mold.
Hadn't been harvested in generations.
Ugh. It's gone from a colony to a civilization.
And then to our stomachs.
speaking of Grug, can I have a scouting roll from Grug, please?
Can you roll that for me, please? Ad blockers being weird.
Nah, it'll do that. Pop-ups and the like.
Two successes. So Grok is paying attention this morning, peering through the mist and the pouring rain.
He got excited by the rain. He thinks that anything that's coming is going to be mouldy because it's wet.
The rain reminds me of home.
Mm. Oh,
Yep, that's a private roll.
yes, it is.
That's not good. Those are always bad. They've never come for anything good.
Come on, we need to let Sterling roll on his fuck all of you all table in peace.
He's too happy. I'm scared.
As you are going about your various tasks for the morning, suddenly all of you hear what sounds like a distant scream coming from somewhere and yet nowhere at the same time. Was it a voice? Can you hear it?
Is it Grack?
It's not Gruk this time.
No, I'm just out here.
You might think of it. You might think of Gruk first time, but no, it's not Gruk. And you look at each other, and look around, and try and work out what's going on, but there's no sign of anything, anyone in the landscape around you. And then suddenly you feel an ice-cold wind billow up from seemingly nowhere, rushing through the tower, and feeling as though it chills you to your very souls. And then, as quick as you'd like, a grey, shimmering shape forms in the middle of the camp that you've made in the middle of your party, with a once human face twisted in an unnatural scream. You have heard these stories around campfires before, but here, standing before you, is a lost soul, a spirit unable to come to rest. And as this figure manifests in front of you, you see a human dressed in what appears to be finery of quite an old variety. The marks of a military officer, but with a dagger stuck between his shoulder blades. The creature continues to scream horribly.
Hello, friend. Hello, friend. I just come running inside because I know what this is.
Julius Caesar, is that you?
Right.
If you really can't rest, I mean, I've got a spare blanket and I can give him some griffin meat. That'll chill him out.
All right. The creature issues forth a blood-curdling scream, but all of you stand your ground, giving you moments to work out your next move. And congratulations, this is an encounter. So we will go back to...
Is it just out the front of our little watchtower here?
No, it's not out the front. It's in amongst you. It's in the watchtower with you.
Oh, no. This watchtower is horribly cursed.
So it's just materialized out of nowhere and
right in the middle of your various tasks, cooking, your tanning, right in amongst you, howling in a mixture of rage and despair, and it hasn't responded to any of your attempts to communicate with it. It didn't respond to Grok coming down. And if you grant me a moment, I will set up a map.
Do we need to take time to do a lore check, or can I do one as a friend?
Once we will now be in initiative order, and during your own turn, you might be able to do that. There. I just repurposed the map from the Griffin attack, as you are now faced with this new threat. All right. So we've got Grok coming down the stairs. We'll have Hosfae, Hozik, Darius, and then we'll have the Ghosty.
And of course, the talent I have is broken.
Of course.
That's
what talent?
The Path of Lies for the Peddler's talent. I couldn't get it to proc, but that's okay.
All right. Combat, and we shall roll off. Grok, you come charging down the stairs to see this howling, mysterious, translucent figure in the midst of the chamber as your party members look on, a mixture of stun, in a mixture of surprise and perhaps fear. What do you do, Grok?
I just shout. I'm like, it's okay, it's okay. It's a spirit. It just needs help. And then slowly just move towards it. Well, drawing out a tiny little candle.
All right. Hosfae.
I will scrabble for. I'm pretty sure my bow wouldn't be on me, so I probably have my knife on me. I'll hold my knife and do a lore check. I'm assuming. Oh, trying to figure out what this is, and like I know that we kind of know what it is, but get more information. I say, well, I'm happy to help it, but we need to be able to communicate with it, Grok. So, lore check? Is it, or it's something else? Survival?
Lore check will do.
If I push that, do I get any negatives?
If you may roll any negatives you roll, you'll get.
But I didn't get any.
Not from that initial roll. So, if you had rolled some initially, you would be guaranteed to have those negatives and whatever you happen to roll.
I'm going to try and push. It's not going to work, but. Nope.
You try your best, as groggy as you are from the encounter you had just last night, but you can't think of anything in the sudden urgency of this moment. Pozic.
Which direction is it facing?
Towards the castle. So out in that direction to the north.
Alright, so I can't see that dagger in its back that you mentioned before.
All of you can see that.
Is it a corporeal creature or incorporeal?
Incorporeal.
Right, so we can see
image.
through it, and the dagger's just hanging there. Is the dagger incorporeal?
Yes, it is. Yes.
I was thinking I'd try and grab it, but if I'm going to have to go around it to get behind it to grab, I don't know that that's necessarily a thing. Can I grab, I'm assuming I'm in the kitchen thing, can I grab a burning something out of the fire pit? Try for a torch kind of a deal?
Yeah. You certainly can.
That'll be me. I'm not going to try and do anything until whatever Grok has done will happen, so I guess that's next round. But fire is good for bad things, so now I have fire.
All right. Can someone roll me a d6, please?
Sure.
That was 66. I'll take the first result on that. It continues to issue forth its howl of rage, and it sounds more sad than anything else. But unfortunately, at this point, the scream is boring into your souls. Each of you take 1 point of wits damage.
Not my wits! I need those!
Dang, those are useful.
It's okay. It's okay. It's just really sad. It's been here a long time.
Back away. As the poor papa is terrified of this undead creature, Darius.
Can I attempt insight to see if I know weakness or whether or not my axe will do anything?
You can.
Or would that be a lore check?
It would be more of a lore check, yes.
We'll see. We'll do the lore check. Any modifier?
No. Oh, but you get a success. You have heard tales of ghosts, and what you have heard is that they can only be hurt by 2 things: magic or fire.
Fire and magic looks like the way to go with this one.
I already have my fire.
I'm going to assume we still have a large quantity of torches, because we did make quite a few last time.
You did.
It's okay. I think I can get it to rest.
I'm sure you can, but on the eventuality that you do not, it doesn't hurt to be prepared.
Grok, over to you.
I'll just really slowly walk up to it, like just holding out my hands, looking it dead in the eyes as it kind of screams, but squinting as in pain at the sadness as it damages me. But I hold out this tiny little candle, just showing it, being like, "Look, I can help you. I can let you rest. You don't have to be here anymore."
Mm. And you have lit the candle, haven't you? So it turns towards you, that the screaming suddenly stopping. And for a moment, you see a look of understanding towards you, Grok. You know, your eyes meet. And then in a gravelly voice, he speaks to you, Grok. And none of the rest of you can understand his words, but you know, it's gobbledygook to you. But Grok, he speaks to you directly, and I will DM you this message. And then after a few moments, the ghost winks out of existence and silence reigns once again.
Yeah. They're always so yeah.
Oh, that was far more pleasant than it could have been.
Do we just need to have a torch perpetually in our hands in this place?
I mean,
Potentially.
that or we could insorganate it.
Although apparently
That was just
candles are better.
So tired.
Yes, well, it seems it's resting now.
That went really well. I didn't even burn my griffin.
Is that the general? Do you think that was the general from the army that was cursed?
I think he's turned into far worse than a poor, lost spirit. The stories of this place tell of a curse and a dark magic. That was just a standard wandering soul who'd forgotten where he needs to go.
No, but this was his home.
Was that
This-
him?
He was betrayed.
Did he say anything about
Didn't you hear that?
I didn't hear a lot of things. There was a lot of screaming. It's very high volume.
The Queen, she betrayed him in the final moments when her treachery was complete. He came to her and she sunk a dagger into his neck.
Unfortunate. Is there any more about the Queen? A way, perhaps, to be rid of it?
She killed the Lord. Kingslayer.
Queens do that.
Kinslayer. He commanded me to end it. We have to banish her.
That was centuries ago.
Well, look on the bright side. We've just had one of the tenants tell us that we have to evict the current residents. This place is officially ours now. It's legal.
I'll sign the documents.
Eviction notice has been sent.
Well, it hasn't been sent, but it is indeed prepared. Let us go and serve notice.
Did we get books? Do we have a bag of books?
I don't think so.
Or I think you have a different campaign.
They all blend together.
I've
I
got some
don't think
vegetables and mold.
Yeah. I suspect if we'd found any books, they would have become toilet paper by now.
True that.
He's
Reading
not
is
wrong.
overrated.
So, I will be kind, and because you ended that encounter very rapidly, I'll say that it won't interrupt your various activities, and so you'll be able to continue to cook your food and to produce your leather and rest in the when speaking of Darius. But the rest of the morning carries on with an eerie silence around the castle and its surrounds. There's not a sound of any birds, no creatures, no screaming from inside. Just feels like the world is watching and waiting to see what you do next as the rain continues to fall. And Darius, at the end of your rest, you recover your you recover your wits. The rest of you still are a little bit shaken up from that experience with the ghost. So, it's now about midday. What do you do next?
He was a good fellow. We'll just say, sitting next to the fire.
Well,
He'd been here
gentlemen,
so long.
lady, I suppose it's time we go and serve notice on this place good and proper.
I think I'd like to chill out for a bit first, because that thing was... No.
Whilst
Perhaps-
I can appreciate it, that means we will have to wait till morning again before we venture back into the castle.
Well, the castle isn't going anywhere.
No, but things inside might.
That's also been here a long time.
I can leave.
Yes, they can. That's the problem.
Greg, what exactly did he say to you?
The Queen, she betrayed me, betrayed our Lord. Her treachery must be ended. He was heartbroken. She was his family.
So was that the general, or was there somebody over the general? Does the general have a deity that it was fighting for still?
You would have no way of knowing that.
Okay.
Ancient knowledge.
I hope and yet also don't hope that the shadow thing is the lady.
The skittery thing that we saw, or the shadow inside?
Shadow inside. There's lots of creepy things in this place.
Treachery is done in the dark.
We shall bring
She
light
betrayed
to
him.
this place.
I doubt she's still alive.
Oh,
Doubt that matters.
She is the castle. When I sensed it inside, it was like almost the whole mountain was infected.
it's quite a deep infection. That will be hard to purge.
We'll just have to cauterize the stump.
Indeed. Well, I suppose we'll all take a brief rest, or I'll keep watch while everyone takes a rest then.
So are we going tonight, or are we waiting until tomorrow?
I really don't want to be in there in the nighttime.
Neither do I. I just wasn't sure what you were. I think that's one thing that we can all agree on at this point.
Yes.
I would like to get
the
my
rain.
I would like to get my wits back about me as well.
I think we should wait until the rain finishes.
Will it ever finish?
I don't know. Light purges this place. Light seems to stop it.
So what you're saying is we need more sledgehammers to knock holes in walls.
That's a perfectly viable strategy.
I do have the mightiest of all weapons, the shovel.
It is the mightiest of all weapons.
It's very
Yes.
useful.
Seconded only by the saucepan.
The frying pan, the saucepan, the shovel, the holy trinity.
I think we just uncovered the secret of Diggs's power. He has shovels for hands.
Ah,
I could maybe try and make the rain go away.
What?
Oh, best not to make light
If
of
you
the
could-
weather.
But sure. If you go right ahead, Grak, you make the weather go away.
Oh, I've always wanted to do this.
Just
Oh, shit.
just don't hurt yourself, okay?
Oh no.
So I'll rest now, and then I'll take the last watch.
Seems fair.
Right.
all right.
I suppose then I'll take second watch to learn how else to do some leatherworking, perhaps.
You can certainly do that.
And that was way too freaking scary, so I'm going to try and learn how to not be scared. I think
I'm
that
gonna try to
involves
go up to the top
jump
of the
scaring
tower.
myself repeatedly, so I don't know how that works.
But I'm going to bundle up loads of griffin feathers. Take them
Griffin
up there
feather
with me.
bed.
You're going to be doing anything with the feathers?
I want to try and teach myself to change the weather, just like a rank 3 spell. But it needs feathers. You know, griffins have got a lot of feathers, so I thought if I could spend the time trying to achieve it, or maybe make it worse. Don't know. We'll find out.
Did you change the weather? No, but I've made quite a nice coat.
I made a rather smart casual jacket.
See, but weather is changeable. Taxes are not.
Eternal.
Yes, indeed. Let's see here. What would I need to roll if I wanted to learn leatherworking?
It's a quarter day of practice and then a successful wits roll.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. I will give it a shot. Hey!
You managed to teach yourself leatherworking, sir. How does Darius accomplish this?
I like to imagine that he borrows the leather jerkin from Pozic and is like, I see, yes. The stitching goes on the inside and the weaving's on the outside, and then you basically take these three parts and then you stitch them together. So he just basically makes a template and tries to recreate what he sees.
Very well. Very well. Well, you find yourself as an accomplished leatherworker, sir. I will give you the talents as we speak.
Good.
Meanwhile, upstairs, Grok
Dun,
is
dun,
going
dun.
to going to be doing something of his own experimentation.
I'll just be throwing the feathers into the wind and the rain. Trying to find the perfect feather. And eventually coming across like a really beautiful, long, full, strong feather.
Mm-hmm.
Holding it to the sky and just gently I'm picturing how it moves in the wind and how the wind would move it. I'm trying to see if I could summon a small wind to blow this storm away.
All right. Let's see if you can accomplish it.
It's a wits roll, yeah.
I'm just trying to find the spell in particular.
That's called Weathermaster.
Weathermaster. What school is it in?
Healing.
Healing. Oh yes, no, I see it. Right.
It's the big bag endgame spell.
Rank 3. And I assume you have enough experience points to purchase this.
I have 10.
Because I think that those spells are quite expensive.
Yes, without a teacher, it's triple the usual.
But there's 3 spells per talent, so if he's only learning one of the spells for the talent, it'd just be the regular cost. Or so logic would tell me. I don't think there's any rules for actually learning the spells individually rather than the entire tier.
Does do spells kind of weird. Summon small wind requires a ritual consumption of beans to perform.
That's not a small wind.
You must eat this 12-kilo bag of beans.
Yes, your Bean of the Month subscription has arrived.
It's just one oversized bean. Comes in a nice box.
Sorry, I'm just reading through quickly.
If I'm going to let you circumvent an entire plot hook, you have to do it properly.
I feel like it just makes more sense to try and like learn the spells one at a time.
No, it does. It does. I'm not against it.
It should be 9 XP if you've got a trainer, tripled if you don't have one. If you're only learning one part of it,
Yeah, then it would bloody fail.
So you can certainly start trying to learn it. And in fact, can you roll me 2d6, please? If you can. If ad block is being a pain, then I shall roll it for you. Okay.
Well,
Okay. For the rest of you, you hear strange noises coming from the roof area where Gruck is conducting his experiments. And then suddenly there is a loud, wet thwomp. that seems to issue forth like thunder, reverbs around the valley, and then the rain pours down even harder.
Grack. What did
I
you
mean, I
do?
think I did it.
You made it worse.
It has to run out eventually. I just sped it up.
Ah, yes, I haven't increased the rain, so it will last less time. Perfect.
More concentrated rain.
Well,
You saw that castle. It was filthy. And while I'm all about, we need to cleanse this place.
Let's hope it causes a landslide and something falls off. Maybe
Falls
killing
off the
people.
castle or falls off Grack?
Well, I mean, Grack could also spend some time in the rain. No offense.
I already did. I walked around the tower like 6 times.
Oh, well, should be smelling sweet and clean then.
I think it takes more than rain for that.
It sluices off the first 3 layers.
It doesn't even reach the cloak.
Does Grack have a ablative mold?
Yes. Mold armor. We think he's been wearing a shirt this whole time. He grew it himself.
It's just my chest hair. It's very fine, but very dense.
Since the rain is bucketing down now, like truly bucketing down, I will say that if you remain outside in it for an extended period of time through the course of a shift, then I'll ask you to make an endurance check, as it dampens the spirits.
Are we still mostly dry inside, or?
You're mostly dry inside, yes, but if you're going to be adventuring outside, it's pretty miserable.
Fair enough then. I
When
vote inside.
Hosfae wakes up and finds out that this is what Grack is actually like, did you hurt yourself?
I'm just still standing out in the rain, staring up at the sky vaguely. I'm sure that was it.
Task failed.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
I pull out another feather.
Oh god, no.
But don't do anything with it, just stare at the sky.
Good. The water becomes solid, and it's now you're in water.
Oh, I'm prone. Like, it knocked me flat.
All right. So, you spend that afternoon resting up further, recovering your wits from your encounter with the ghost, and of course you get to see Gruck's amazing skill at manipulating weather. And the dark begins to close in once more as you stand watch and wait. I assume you're now going to spend the rest of the night ensconced in the tower, correct? No.
I ain't going no place.
Yeah, too rainy.
All right. Can I get everyone to roll for their food and drink, please, to see how much you consume during this day?
If anybody isn't on full, we can use that food that I just cooked up to get up.
No, well,
I think everybody's good, actually. Plenty of food to go around. Fantastic. Plenty of water to go around, thanks to Rock as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've each got a drumstick of this thing.
No, very good, very good. All right, I will fast forward a little bit. The night passes without too much in the way of incident. You're able to stand watch, and there's no sign of the scorpion figure or other strange beasts that might lurk here. Again, the silence continues throughout the night.
Can I try and teach myself to be brave?
You certainly can, yes. Go for it. Make me a wits roll, please.
Hey,
Hell yeah!
you have achieved 1 brave.
You ain't afraid of no ghost.
No, now I know enough to be afraid of ghosts.
No, Oh, fantastic. What was the talent you were?
Fearless level 1.
Fearless, level 1. Okay.
Seeing as I have bugger all wits to spend, anything that means I don't take wits damage is good.
You can use your insider's armor against fear attacks. Fantastic. Okay. As dawn arrives once again, it seems as though the rain is beginning to hold off. While the sky remains this dull grey overcast blanket of cloud above you, and although the temperature remains quite chill, it's the rain. Oh, water break. Yes, the water is taking a break as the rain does manage to cease. It seems that Grok's magic is not as pervasive. Could be.
Haha, see?
I'll grant you it did stop the rain eventually.
Well, I couldn't stop it then. It wasn't done.
You ever tried to break it off midstream? That just doesn't happen.
You lack discipline.
It is, however, quite cold, a mere 6 degrees. So you may have to try to keep yourselves warm. Particular day.
Well,
fortunately, the temperature has dropped a bit. So none of you have cold weather clothes.
Stretching keeps us warm. No,
Gets the blood flowing.
Indeed. Well, I know where it's warm and out of the weather and has plenty of places for us to set fires.
Yes. I suspect we need to go inside to the big place where there is more stuff to burn.
Indeed. Ladies, gentlemen, shall we?
Can we use one of the pieces of leather as a cloak each?
Well, I have to work on that. That's a later problem.
Yeah, you'd have to work on that.
I've only just figured out that you can stitch pieces of leather together to form things.
I have a blanket. That strikes me as a very useful thing to keep with me.
Indeed.
I do too.
Very good.
It's on the donkey anyway. Yes,
Very
how
well.
did the animals survive? Were they inside?
They were tied up at the foot of the tower, where you normally keep them in the sort of the antechamber leading into it.
Very good.
So no, you've not lost any animals. So you set forth, returning to the castle, finding yourselves once again inside its gates. You have two options ahead of you. You can return to the large building that you had that delightful encounter in with the shadow creature. See if you can find a pathway forward, deeper into the castle. Or you can follow the carriageway, the roadway that zigzags up a few dozen feet up the side of the hill.
Did that tower we broke into last time end anywhere, or was it just we saw what we came to there?
We got like an axe out of it, I think.
You did get an axe. I don't think you went any further. You decided to hold off on that because people were in here, I believe.
Someone exhausted himself trying to pick a lock.
That's right.
With his teeth.
Yes.
I got it in the end.
You did indeed. So yeah, we can go up the stairs, play with the drawbridge machinery, go that way, or we can deal with Shadow Beast, yeah?
Well, I don't know about you lot, but I've had quite enough of this shadowy bastard.
Maybe they were just like, maybe it's the queen?
Well, maybe we can put her 6 feet under. And
maybe she likes candles too.
I hope you brought a lot of candles.
No, just one. Just holding like this little stub of candle. It's more of just like a round melted bit of wax that has a little bit of hair poking out of it.
Well, let's hope we can find you more.
I think we need to clear the shadow because leaving stuff behind us in between us and our kind of safe-ish thing seems like a bad idea.
I agree. Let's go to the main hall again. Make sure those skeletons are dead still.
There were the doors near the stoves.
Indeed.
We didn't find the storeroom.
Always a chance of potatoes that have decided to take root.
I would suggest that everybody lights a torch and just has it running, regardless of how good the light is.
Oh yes, we all have many torches. A brace of torches, if you will. A torch shield.
Very well. I will set you up with your torches.
Maybe I have to consider a job in the twirling fire batons.
I will learn performance.
Fire twirler, yes.
I can actually do that.
That doesn't surprise me.
Not at all.
It's a ritual. Is
It
it
used to be like one of my main pastimes.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Grok doing silly things with fire does seem in character, and Ultima looks exactly like somebody that knows how to fire twirl should look.
Burnt. No, here's the mushroom.
We did a drawing.
I forgot about that.
Let's say we left the horses at the front.
That's probably a wise choice.
Yeah. I'm not bringing them in here this time.
Yes. Does anyone have some spare carrying capacity, though, before we do head off?
I
So,
do.
like, what are the state of the
7
skeletons?
Can you take my
Like-
shovel?
You're trusting me with the shovel?
Sir, this axe is very heavy.
Fair.
I'm not trusting you with the axe, though.
Well, you're better with the axe than I am.
Sorry, Grok, what was the question?
What was the state the bones were in?
Completely, utterly smashed and destroyed. In fact, you'd be standing in a massive pile of disintegrated skeletons where you held off the horde.
Try and just clean it. Finish what we started. Throw
don't
them
touch
into the
them.
stoves.
No, leave them
Don't.
alone.
Touch them.
That's how it started
There you
last
go,
time.
Brian.
You touched them.
They shouldn't exist.
Yeah, I know they shouldn't exist. The whole place is just weird, okay? The last time you touched them, they came to life.
No, the
The last time I lit the torches.
Yes. Touching them last time just made them slower to get back up. So this time we're going to put them in the oven and we're going to have a delicious barbecue.
Can we just... alright. Yep, alright.
I have shovel. I have bone splinters. There is a kiln. Problem solved.
Get out of the kiln.
Bones to ashes, ashes to dust.
Just make sure that you put half on one side and half on the other, okay? Just make it harder for them to get better.
First.
We'll throw the rest of the table in there with them.
I'll just work on lighting the torches up.
Are we actually
Sure.
doing this?
Are we doing the torches again, are we?
Well, I assume that, like, we're just consolidating this area before we move on.
Yep.
Okay, do they stay inert this time?
Yes, they do.
Good. Alright, I'm going to go and check this door up here.
All right. You approach this creaked, slightly warped set of double doors.
Are they locked?
You nudge them slightly, and no, they creak, but they don't appear to be locked.
boot the door open. Let's see
Go
what's
for
on the other side.
You find yourself staring into a large kitchen area.
I found the booze.
How good's the booze? Because good booze burns good.
Yes, I'm going to inspect these two large barrels at the back here.
The longer it ferments, does the more burny it get?
Well, yes. Depends on how much time the yeast had to work on it and what percentage it goes
Yeast.
to.
Oh god. They're excited about two different things here.
You know what? He can have as much yeast as he likes, because we can get fruit later.
No, 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 no. Bread. Fresh bread.
Okay. Half bread, half booze.
All right. I'll ask you to do some perception checks for me, please, or scouting checks.
From everyone, or just the...
Precise. And those of you who are actively searching the kitchen area for.
I'm going to stand by this door here and actively perceive, like, keep watch, basically.
Any modifier?
No, not at this point. Not at this point.
I find a thing, maybe?
Right.
Is it scouting?
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh. The keen-nosed one. Sniffing out some treats, perhaps.
Right.
Pozic successfully found his own body odor.
Right.
He was digging for some gold in his nose.
So, Grug does not discover his yeast, unfortunately, but he does discover 18 copper coins.
I'm so good at finding these things.
If only I knew what they were, throws them away.
Darius
Mm.
discovers yet more copper,
Yeah, slightly less.
14. And lastly, Hosfae discovers something else.
Ooh.
A kitchen cabinet stocked with silver cutlery. Untarnished, uncorroded, still useful and potentially quite valuable.
A vampire's a thing in this system?
You wouldn't know.
I take,
Who knows what might be out there within that?
You can go into the field kitchen.
Silver cutlery in a field kitchen. I'll take one of the silver knives. I mean, it might be good for stabbing something.
Do you announce
But
that
yeah,
you found it?
No.
Yeah. It's like, oh, look at this. Darius, you might be interested in this.
Damn right. Shoop, shoop, into the sack.
I don't think you're going to fit a cabinet into the... It's not a
Just
bag
like
of
grabs
holding.
it and starts shaking it.
Snickety snack, get in my sack.
Is it the cabinet itself that's worth the money, or is it just the silver?
The silver inside. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Cutlery.
Yes, you see, with the adequate amount of heat, we can turn this cutlery into whatever we like, including counterfeit coins. What?
Ain't nothing counterfeit about it if they're made out of... I thought it was more of a tiny bowl on a stick.
Somebody would like to perceive the door. Is it locked? Is there anything on the other side? I'd like to sniff, please.
All right. It does not appear to be locked.
Is there anything? Can I smell anything on the other side?
Mold, decay, dust.
I like silver spoons.
No, no. Salad fingers is in the chat.
I let one of the boys go ahead, who's good at taking damage, and I will let them open the door, but I'll have my arrow knocked.
Boot.
Well,
I'm
there
not
is this
here to
saying
stand
that
in.
one with a silver spoon in their mouth. Who's going to die with a silver spoon in theirs?
I
If
just
you
run
got-
into the room.
If you know how they put silver coins on people's eyes when they're travelling through the
The underworld.
the underworld, can you do that with silver spoons? Make them look like sunglasses?
Just yes.
Wait, a throne room next to a kitchen?
Stranger things have happened.
This way they always get their food hot.
And also, you make people want
Yeah.
to stay and they can't think of much. They're too damn hungry.
Those of you who have it can make a law check if you wish.
Don't have it.
I don't have it trained, but I'm quite good at it. Yeah.
Darius, on thought, this doesn't appear to be the throne room, but you recognise from your histories, from your learning, that in some places such as this, you have a receiving chamber where guests announce themselves and may have their first parleys with the host of the castle, the lord and lady of the keep. Often with food and song and much rejoicing.
It wasn't so much a throne room as it was a greeting hall, you know. You tell them to wipe their feet on the rug first, and then decide if you're going to kill them or not, that sort of thing.
Can I do a law check? Which side did the Queen usually sit on? Damn it.
You're not sure, and the two chairs are equal, so it's kind of hard to make any distinctions.
I'm
What are
gonna
the
go.
chairs
So
made of?
What state is the carpet in?
Atrocious.
the
I'm
rug isn't
just gently, caressing the floor, rolling in it slowly, just being like, oh, this whatever this is, it's amazing. I've never seen anything like this.
As you do that, Grak, suddenly a ghostly pair of feet appear in front of your nose as you're head down, stroking the carpet, and all of you look on in horror as the ghost from the night before manifests in front of you, Grak, pointing down at you with judgmental eyes, and it lets forth another low moan that pierces your souls. All of you take 1 point of wits damage.
No.
Let's see if my lovely new skill works.
Oh, success! It does.
Worth
It
every
does. The ghost eyes the chamber, looking at each of you, and a look of anger and disgust crossing its face before it disappears once again.
What? I'm a goblin. Freaking high standard in this place.
I was going to knock over his wife's chair, but sure.
Oh, you were going to knock it over? I was going to do much worse, but okay.
But attack on
Knock
it?
over first.
Knock it into little carryable bits.
Just wobble up from the floor and kind of come over and sit in front of the steps.
We didn't even get to ask him what was wrong.
You know
really-
these noble types. They get their nose bent out of shape over the littlest things.
Also,
His
it's been
presence
like
hurts,
12
doesn't it?
hours and we haven't done what we're told yet, so patience is not their virtue.
He waited a few centuries. He can wait 20 minutes.
Did he seem to be annoyed with anybody in particular? Was it specifically Grak that he looked annoyed at, or all of us?
He did, yes. Yeah.
Were you literally licking the floor?
I was just touching it. I've never seen or
With
felt
your
it.
tongue?
No, my cheek.
Your what?
My cheek. I was rubbing my cheek.
Oh, I don't know what I thought you said.
No.
No, it wasn't that.
Well, this room is wholly uninteresting. I don't want to be here anymore before we give the ghosts again.
Agreed.
Grack, come along. We'll take the rug back after we exercise this place.
Should I try and sense magic on the thrones just before we leave? So,
Seems entirely mundane, Grack.
Pop.
What about the rug?
No.
That seemed to make him angry. Maybe he was annoyed by his wife's decor choices.
Ah, yes, relatable.
maybe this was his spoon?
You're eating his favorite spoon. I'd be mad.
You know, I've seen some people that get pretty upset about weird things.
Mm.
Okay, so there wasn't anything to the left of the kitchen?
I don't think there
No.
was a left.
No, there wasn't.
So there's only...
This door.
Yeah, there's only
fateful
that door.
This way we've been once before.
Yeah, but we still haven't cleared it out.
Well, upstairs was a bit of a nightmare.
'Twas a nightmare.
Pozic, would you do the honours?
There are windows, yes, but it's raining.
Up we go.
Onward.
I just go to the barrels and take a quick drink, trying to clear my head a little bit.
I'd say
Very
you,
well.
but I know you've drunk worse.
Every time he shows up, it hurts me more and more. I don't know how many times I can do it.
Do not worry, we will put him to rest soon. And his wife. And any children that happen to be around as well.
The whole fam bam.
To the upstairs.
And just with our torches burning brightly.
Alright.
We haven't found any glass jars, have we?
No,
Not yet.
We haven't got any, like, lantern that could stop wind.
It is very unfortunate. So, from memory, there's a door up ahead that takes us to the rampart, which leads further in, or there's a door off to the right that leads to another part of the castle.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to go up or
And
right?
there's
I think we should go right, because if I remember, the upper part of the castle is, like, a ways away. It's not connected to this section.
and then we've got two hallways going right, and both of them have got bedrooms coming off.
Yeah, no, I think we've looked at all the bedrooms.
On each side.
Yeah, we were pretty thorough.
Pozic, would you mind taking the shovel and just jabbing the occasional floorboard to make sure we don't accidentally fall through?
Okay, I will take Minefinder duty.
Thank you.
Torch in one hand, Bernie stick in the other. Poke the timber with the shovel. Do not poke it with the Bernie stick. Are all these doors still open the way we left them, or?
Indeed they are, yes.
Well, let's shine light into each and every one of them on the way through, because I suspect the spirit is hiding in one of them, and if we can corner it with this much light, it might do horrible things to it.
Dracula, I know you're here, you bitch. Where's my money?
The shadows need money.
No, that's the
This
point.
door was closed.
Close it? Looks open.
I just opened it,
Oh,
but it was closed. There's a chest in there.
oh, that's the one we got the axe out of, isn't it?
There's another one earlier on.
Somebody
There's a
might have
chest as well.
accidentally closed it. I'm pretty sure we went
probably.
through all of these.
Yes, we were relatively thorough.
Are there any windows on this wall?
No.
All the windows on the left-hand wall we opened, same as all the south wall.
Yeah.
Try and get as much light as we could in here, but where we are now is probably the darkest corner of the place.
To the window, to the wall.
I don't like this place. It feels wrong.
Till the sweat drips down my balls.
Don't got any of those.
Yeah, you do. They're just positioned slightly higher.
In my good Christian Discord channel.
You just broke Hosfae.
Boot.
Do we want to double back and check those other rooms, or do we want to open this door?
I want to open the door.
Let's continue on.
You continue on. All right.
I have the maid.
As you wish.
Is this door openable, or do I need to lockpick it, or should I apply the axe to it?
No, it's openable, and it leads away, and I will move you onto the next map.
Oh, next map. This map is huge.
It's a big
The
castle.
one that we're on is huge.
It's a big castle, as
Yes, the hidden
As
boss.
has
We
been
will
said.
defenestrate anyone who needs to be defenestrated.
and boop, boop.
Oh, that's the funny word for throwing people out of windows, isn't it?
It is.
Yes, it is.
I was just like, that's a word for something. I know that word.
Glorious word.
We don't
You-
use it often enough.
The door opens out of a long corridor, largely ruined, which in turn leads you to this chamber here. This small, pretty well wrecked, what might have been the guard post perhaps at some point, but now is just full of cold and damp stone and ruined floorboards. But it has a doorway that leads out into the outside again, where it seems to rejoin the carriageway.
Well, if there's only one way forward.
Onwards.
Or is this where we've been?
No, this is a new part of the castle that you have not yet explored. And stepping out into this area, ahead of you lies the ruins of what you think could have been a drawbridge. But now there is simply a dark, deep ravine between you and the next section of the castle. All that is left is one of the chains that used to hold up the drawbridge way across.
Oh.
Does it look okay?
Chain?
Yeah.
It looks pretty solid for something that's been here for quite a while.
I'll just run up and knock on this door.
What is this thing?
There is no reply to your polite knocking, Grug.
Can I try the handle?
Hello.
It opens.
Yeah. Ah. Barrels.
Haha.
And some wood.
Is this
Part
is
of
this
the
like a
roof?
stables?
It looks like it might have been something like that.
Well, there's another door. Following Gruck's attempt earlier, I give it a
Oh.
quick rap.
Anything in
Yes,
those
so
barrels?
Is there a hole in the roof? Is there?
Yes. This part of the castle is a lot more worse for wear than
Is
where
that-
you've been previously.
Leading to another story, or is that literally the roof?
The stories that were above have collapsed on top of the rest of the castle surrounding you. So you're looking up into the sky above at the moment.
Okay. Behind you, Darius, when you want to open that door.
have a look in those barrels before we move on, and then, see what's behind the door.
All right. Pozic, make me a scouting roll. Darius, this door is locked.
Ah,
I'll just have a poke around in what's left of the hay.
well, Darius
And
would like to
Grok can scout
attempt
too.
lock picking,
All right.
which I think is a talent.
AFK, one moment.
No worries.
Grok, you sadly don't find anything in
Oh,
the hay.
I've forgotten how to do lockpicker. Sleight of hand +1. Okay. So a sleight of hand check, which is actually a +1. Ooh.
If you just tick the active box next to the talent on the right side, it'll automatically apply the bonuses.
I don't think it has that. Let me double check that. Oh, it does. I'm stupid. Yep. Very good.
This door actually opens into what appears to be a very small walk-in cupboard. And in this secure location, you actually find a useful suit in amongst all the dust and debris and ruins of other far less intact accoutrement. You find a suit of chainmail.
Cool.
Oh, hell yes.
Pausing.
lucky.
New threads.
Excellent. Who wants my old threads?
Either Hosfae or me. Hosfae?
Well, would it benefit you because you get hit more than I do?
I do tend to be reckless.
You can have it.
Thank you.
It's probably going to fit you better than it would fit me too.
True.
I shall give you some chainmail, sir. Boop. And in order, however, to make it fit you, because it's sized for a human, you will need to spend a quarter day adjusting it.
Just taking off the
Ah.
gloves.
Well, even it is sized for a human, and Hosfae is the closest to human size here, maybe Hos should wear it until we get it resized. Or will that need tailoring as well?
It will probably require her to size it as well.
No, well, in that case, don't worry about it. Is that chainmail in my pocket, or am I just happy to see you all?
Alrighty, well. I think we're going to have to try to get across this drawbridge. I think I have a plan, but no one's going to like it.
I have some rope.
That's part one of the plan.
Really picked her up.
How big is the drop? Like 1 story, 3 stories, 10 stories?
We're 2 stories up at the moment, at least.
It's actually rather hard to tell from it. The ravine does go down quite some way. Easily 10, 20 meters or so.
Okay, that sounds appalling.
So, have any of you done much climbing in your lives? In the rain? With wet, cold chains?
Is it actually raining? I thought the rain had stopped.
It's drizzling. It's drizzling.
Ah,
Which, ironically, is worse.
I mean, a little bit on trees,
Hmm.
some rocks. I've never seen one of these before.
So, what we're going to have to do is 1. Walk across the chain, which I do not suggest. 2. scooch across the chain, which is far more stable. Or 3, hang upside down on the chain and drag yourself along.
I would suggest we use some of the rope I've got to tie ourselves to the chain before we attempt to cross.
Yes.
And that way, if you fail, you are hanging by a rope rather than falling to your death.
Do we have another rope that we can belay out with the first person that goes across?
I have 10 meters of rope and only the one. So unless somebody else has some rope.
Hidden boss says we can give up to. That is an option.
Wait for the rain to stop. It's just
Well,
enough rope for all of us to be lashed together and one person to be lashed to the rope, to the chain.
Don't want to be the one at the end of that. That sounds like an excellent way to pendulum into the side of the thing and get your head smashed.
Correct. But unfortunately, I don't have much of a other alternative.
Well,
Also, Cairo is not going to be able to do this.
that's a good point. We've got 2 other routes open to us at the moment. There's the door to the north of the Shadow Room, and then there's up the top on the causeway on the tower we went through. I think we write this off as impassable for the moment and see what the others have got for us.
Walking along the roof would be preferable to trying to jump a chasm the slow way. Is the chain slack or is it quite taut?
It has a bit of play on it. It's not completely taut.
The grassy bit to the north there, I can see the corner of the building there. Is that a traversable bit, that grassland?
It slopes up quite sharply shortly afterwards to the north. Possibly not completely unassailable, but quite difficult to climb.
It's not a casual saunter, so that's a problem for another day.
Well,
And I assume to the south it is similar.
To the south, it begins to sort of slope downwards into the moat.
Well, good to know, but not worth any further time at the moment, I don't think.
no, we should avoid it if we can.
We're going to need to go that way. That's where the end lies, isn't it?
Possibly.
Well,
The other causeway goes up into the main castle, so maybe we can do a big loop around.
maybe.
Anything's
if we
preferable
do-
to this at the moment.
If we do attempt it, I will just leave Cairo at home.
Have a perception check from Darius, please.
Oh,
Sorry,
perception.
scouting.
Perception. Which would be scouting.
Yeah, sorry, translating from D&D. 2 successes. Okay. Darius, just as you are looking out across this ravine, you look down and you notice down in the ravine a pair of ruined wagons that have obviously fallen off to their demise. They bear a marking of a white tree on a navy blue field. But of most interest to you is that in amongst the ruins of one of those carriages, there appears to be a set of boxes, chests, items, and the like.
Darius looks over the edge, looks at the chain, looks back towards the door, looks back at the boxes, thinks about it really hard, and says, no, take the castle, then the loot.
It's been there for 10,000 years. It's going to wait for 5 more.
I will come back for you. Don't you worry, my precious little chesties.
All right, where's your next?
Back through where we came and to that other door at the end of the hallway, I believe was the consensus.
Yeah, northwest door.
The northwest door. All right. You make your way back through and the northwest door opens out onto basically a battlement that goes up the side of the hill, up towards a larger structure near the apex of the hill with a large tower looming above it. But I will just move you on to this next section of the map.
Has there been anything sinister from the castle this whole time we've been moving through it? Like, we sensed anything, or has it just been dead silent?
Oddly silent. You do get this sense that you're being watched. However, you can't really shake it.
I think the general's following his spoon around.
Well, you find a good spoon, you keep.
Yeah, silver spoon. I'd keep an eye on it.
You keep an eye on everybody's silver spoons.
Yes, even ones that I don't own.
Especially the ones you don't own.
You find yourselves hiking up this steep battlement, and down off to the left, the hill breaks away from a cliffside into a river that feeds the moat, it seems, many meters down below you. Up ahead of you, to the north and going off to the east, is this large, almost like a blockhouse-like structure, similar to the one that you've just gone through. But it looks down over the hillside that Pozic was thinking of trying to climb up earlier. To your right, you see a small copse of trees clinging desperately to the cliffs. And ahead of you, to the north, your passage is blocked by a stout iron-wrought door in the side of the building.
Fortunately, we have an excellent Darius to open doors for us.
I will try the knob.
How accessible are the windows?
There are some windows that aren't open, but there are some windows that line the bottom floor. Yes, you can investigate, although you'd have to come down off the battlement to the ground, which would be good question. A few meters down. Bit of a drop. Bit of a drop, yeah.
Is door locked?
It is indeed locked.
Darius breaks out his couple of bits of bone and a piece of metal he's bent in a funny angle. Because he never actually bought lockpicking tools, but he has the skills.
It's amazing what you can do with a bit of Red Bull can and a broken hairpin.
And he attempts to pick the lock. And he fails.
The door defies you.
Well, this one's a bust. We can either break it down or we can go round.
Well, we've got one other way to go through, and that shadow beast is still somewhere behind us. I suspect it's hiding in the tower somewhere, so do we want to double back and try and deal with it, or do we just want to explore and deal with it if and when it shows up?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be this way. It's my feeling it's this way, not in the tower. Or we can get to the tower from around here.
Yeah. Now, this door was iron, you said?
Yes, it's reinforced.
I don't think the shovel's going to be enough for this.
No. I could try again, but it would take more time. I'd have to prepare better tools.
Or we should try and climb in through one of the windows and open it from the inside.
Just proffer you a feather, being like, maybe this could help.
Yes. Maybe. Griffin feather. Don't know how strong it is.
Probably pretty strong. I could try and shoot a rope through that window, but my dad will help Annie.
Yes, then we might just end up losing our rope if it skews off somewhere.
Have we tried asking the door nicely?
Does the door look to be in a particularly bad state of repair? Warping, cracking, some kind of rust?
All of the above. It hasn't really stood the test of time very well.
Maybe it is shovelable.
Can we hook the rope around it somehow and pull the corner up? Assuming some of us are quite small, we've got to climb inside.
You could try to lift from the bottom with the shovel and pull from the top, and maybe one of the hinges will come free.
That's not a terrible idea.
Yeah.
What sort of roll would that be?
Strength.
Yes.
Guessing
strength.
might.
Too bad
Yes.
we can't bring the horse up here.
Donkeys don't tend to like steps.
Is it steps or is it a massive...
Well, I mean, there were
We
steps
had
to
to
get
go
up
up the
here.
steps in the towery bit to get to the first floor, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Mr. Pozic, since you are the beefcake amongst us, would you mind?
Any bonuses for leverage with shovel and having much less strong minions?
I'll give you a +1 to your bonus to your strength. Oop.
Alas, I am not that mighty.
Does he dare push?
No, he does not. I am
Died
very
to shove
aware
it
of
through
the fact
sternum.
that if I fail, that's hit points I'm losing.
Yes. Alright, how tall is this wall, and how much rope do we have?
About 8 meters tall.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
10 meters.
That was the distance across the ravine.
Okay. What's a climb check in this system?
That would be a move. And agility.
Well, with the aid of the rope, probably tied around Pozic's waist, I will try to shimmy my way down here unless there's another idea.
Works for me. And try and go in the window, or?
I will try and go in the window and see if I can get the door open from the other side.
Alrighty.
All right.
Well, I will brace and rope and do the things, and you can be a goblin spider monkey.
Make me a move check, please, as you try to shimmy down the wall, and you are successful, managing to dangle off the side and abseil down to the rocks and grass below. The windows are shuttered, but looking at them carefully, it doesn't look like it would take very much to smash what little remains of the glass and the lead lining.
We just pull out the axe and just poke it through them and shatter the glass. Clear
So
away
with
any broken bits.
a mighty smash, you break your way into what appears to have been a common bedroom area. Long since abandoned.
I'm going to make my way
I would
to
more.
the door.
I'd be more concerned if you said if it was recently lived in.
Yes, true.
No.
There's a griffin nest in here. Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll gently try this door because now I'm in stealthing mode.
Mm-hmm. If you wish to make a stealth check, go for it.
I always forget what the stealth check is. It's
It is literally a stealth check.
based on the gems. That's what I meant. Yep.
All right, you try to creak open the door, but unfortunately, it's not very stealthy. All of you hear a loud creak. As Darius, you find yourself in what appears to be another kitchen area, much larger but a lot plainer, and in a way, in a lot better nick than the other kitchen area you saw previously.
I take a whiff of the air. Do I smell fresh produce or is it mold and stale?
It does smell stale, though.
Ah,
Unfortunately, musty. Yeah.
Well, probably hasn't had any looters in it.
Yes. I'm going to go over to this window and see if I can see where the other ones are. I'm guessing it's up more.
Those windows are looking out down into the river below,
Ah, I
and
see.
across a large ravine in which the river is situated. You do notice, off to the sort of the northwest, a bit higher up, but visible from those windows, the crane or winch system that goes down to the river below.
Rapid descent in case I need it. Can do an action hero exit if needed. Well,
Swing out in the crane as the castle's exploding behind you.
exactly. I'm going to ignore those two doors down there for the moment. I'm going to go for this one here.
All right. Opens out into this large chamber, which to your eyes looks like an armory or a training area.
Is that a bear?
Bear rug, yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a hole.
And the walls are lined with arrow slits as well, looking out, presumably down the hill.
Fair enough. My one objective at the moment is to try and get back to the others, so I wouldn't be able to fit through these windows, would I, perchance?
Looks like there's
Those
stairs.
windows, yes, they're similar to the one you broke through. Just take a bit of smashing.
Alrighty, I'm going to smash this window here. Try and
Alright.
crawl out.
You step outside into the cold air once again. As two pathways upwards go ahead of you. The one heading directly west heads towards the crane. The one up here heads towards the high tower looming at the apex of the hill. Whilst behind you...
Oh, sorry, yep.
That's all right. Behind you, down to the east, a long way away, the pathway goes down to what appears to be like a gatehouse leading to another part of the castle.
Okay. Well, I'm going to head for the crane then.
All right. Bye, guys.
Sorry, everyone.
Okay,
I had to split the
bye.
party somehow.
All good. It's all good. That's all right. The audience gets to watch as they follow Xinthar around. One moment as I take you to the scene. Pull the scene. There we are. And here you are, Xinthar.
So my first question is going to be, can I use the crane to swing it around and try and pick up the others?
A beautiful idea. Unfortunately, the crane is far too small to reach around.
Damn. Would have been a
And
good bit of adventure game logic.
It would have been. It would have been, sadly, but it does actually seem to be in half decent nick. The chain, it's actually not got rope, but it's got a copper chain instead, which is A bit oxidized with age, but it still looks serviceable.
It's the thing about copper, it just doesn't rust. It does, but it kind of gets a layer on it, and then it doesn't really go any further. Nothing up this way.
Ruins of what might have been a storehouse once upon a time, but sadly not containing anything of interest.
So I still haven't found the way back to that door.
No.
Very well. I shall return back to the other map. Sorry to make you keep switching between.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I shall bring you back. Yeah.
Can I reason out a way that I could get back to the other side of that door from here?
I think there was a door. There was a stairway down.
Yeah, in the courtyard there was some stairs leading down, but
I need to go up, don't I?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Make me a wits check, please.
See how witty I'm feeling. Not that witty.
Not that witty.
I suppose then I'm going to have to head in this direction because Darius would reason that up is the only way he's going to get there.
Possibly not. The pathway does go quite some distance up, further up the hill. You do get the sense you're moving away from the party in that direction.
Right, fair enough then. I would go back through our window then and try and figure out something else.
All right. Might be a good idea to...
He's going to have to explore a little more, I think.
Well, there's doors to the south there.
Is there? Okay.
In that first room.
Oh, that's right, there was. Well, Darius is going to have to risk the doors. More bedroom.
More bedroom.
No obvious stairwell there. We'll try the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And more bedroom.
Was on the last door. Was one.
This door is reinforced, similar to the one you couldn't get through.
Ah, he was going the right way the whole time. Wrong way the whole time. What an idiot. I didn't see that door.
Blends in a bit, yes.
Just chilling out in the battlement being like, it's been going for a while.
Yeah, but we haven't heard any screaming, so...
And I take it this is the door that's locked?
It looks suspiciously like it, yes.
Ah. Well, that was fun. Nice way
But
around.
you can unlock the mechanism from this side.
I will unlock the door and push it open. Or pull it open, rather.
Hello, friend.
Would you believe that there's a door on the other side here, and I got lost?
In this place, I wouldn't necessarily misunderstand that.
So, ahead, there is a much smaller kitchen. There is also some, well...
Big barrel.
There's also a large barrel.
Armory sounds well worth investigating.
Indeed. There's a way down there as well, and a path that forks in 3 directions up above.
Hang on.
Are you stuck in the
Just
barrel?
knock on the barrel to see if it's empty or full.
Sorry, Cairo was stuck for whatever reason.
Understandable.
Oh.
Is that barrel full of anything, Sterling? The question has been asked.
You open the little tap at its base, and some horrible, dark, yeasty liquid. Ooh.
I cut my hand just to.
As Grot captures a small bit of this sediment in his eager little hands.
My precious. Well, let's go investigate that training armory then.
I
think
feel
that's
like
best.
that will be highly relevant to my interests.
Indeed.
Hey, look, is this rope?
Very old rope, yes. You wouldn't want to trust your life with it.
No, but somebody else's life.
Yes. I don't appreciate the implication.
We could make more torches out of it.
Yeah, true, perhaps. I think we're quite flush with torches at the moment.
You know, no, there's no such thing as that. What are these things?
Weapon racks.
And skeletons.
Yeah, look,
Okay, do not light any of the torches.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
How
What have
many
you do-
skeletons are there in here?
A few.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At
How
least.
intact are they?
yeah, the skeletons don't necessarily bother me. If that bear wakes up, we're in trouble.
Nope, 11. I spotted another one.
Relatively intact, I'm afraid, Darius.
That's a shame.
How about we grab
Completely
their
to bits,
heads
you say?
and throw them out into the canyon?
To shreds,
Ooh.
you say?
That is a very good idea, Hoss.
That is a very good idea.
If only there was a cart or a wagon we could load them all into.
There's boxes. Grab a box.
True.
One box for heads, one box for arms, one box for...
Everybody take a box. Gather your bits of skeleton.
Grab the left leg and the left just in half.
Bits. We want bits of skeleton. No complete skeletons in a box, please.
Are we actually seriously doing that?
Yes, I've
Why
learned
not?
my lesson.
Let's do it.
Right.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not.
hate running water.
It will probably take you about half an hour to clear away the skeletons.
Time well spent.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
We'll have our
I'll throw them out.
druid.
We put them in different boxes, different body parts in different boxes, and throw them out different windows.
And when the left big toe golem comes around,
It'll be
They'll all
decidedly
just,
less
like-
scary.
Wash downstream to some hapless village.
Well, hopefully it's that shitty village we left earlier.
Yes,
Tis a
Yes,
terrible
let's-
place.
it's a terrible, but they've already got a skeleton problem. They can just,
We'll wash into that nearby lake
Ah.
and become like Nessie.
look.
Except it's just a massive bones that floats.
When we own this place, we will bury them properly.
It'll be hard to do that when they're gone, but still. We will survive.
It'll be a mass grave, but it'll be decent. And no, I'm not a necromancer.
Okay, so we spent some time to clean up some bones.
paranoia is
Spirit of
only
a
wrong
rapper.
if they're not actually out to get you.
Mm.
Alright, where do we want to head to next?
Well, I see a couple of weapons on the ground and a couple of weapon racks and a whole pile of crates that need a good test and explore, so
I'm just
What do
looking
we
around
got?
the crates.
Maybe a scouting roll, please.
huzzah, I found a thing, maybe.
Mm.
We have
Right.
found 10 sacks of flour. It is full of needles.
Right. Pozic, as you start to look amongst the various bits and pieces of weapons, you find yourself a short spear that is actually still in some good nick and usable.
Free pokey stick. Won't say no
Free.
to that.
Free pokey stick. I shall put it into your equipment. Meanwhile, Grak, you discover a small shield in amongst the detritus of the crates.
Hmm.
Put that into your equipment. And lastly, what else do you find? Yet more copper coins. 12 copper coins to Darius.
Darius is just throwing away decent things. It's like, ah, yes, money.
Scattered amongst the various bits of rubble and amongst the skeletons' personal effects. There you go.
Is there anything on the weapon racks?
Nothing that is really serviceable. A lot of them are rusted through, heavily damaged. The spear was really the only thing that you recovered that had any utility still.
What about this oddly intact bear skin?
How intact?
It's a bit worn. Smells lovely to Gruk's sense of smell.
God, no. Leave it. We can come back for it later.
Stinks so good.
Belongs to the castle. You've gotten in trouble once for touching the draperies.
But you might be able to scavenge it for pelt if you really, really, really wanted to.
Later.
Yeah, I think that's a project for another day. The weapons that are on the floor next to the skeletons, they're just rusted through dead things as well?
Correct, yes. As I said, the spear was the only thing you found that was really actually usable.
Did anybody want the spear as an upgrade to what they've got, or am I just carrying it as a thing to sell later?
I think Hosfae and Grak would be the two candidates for that.
I'm good with my staff. The staff with a pokey thing on the end of it.
It's a pretty good upgrade.
It does feel like an upgrade to me.
I'm good.
But
I'm not-
Hosfae also needs a walking stick, though, and a spear.
Here, you take the spear. I'll take your staff and turn it into my peg leg.
Well bargained and done.
Now, I see that. See, there's two options. We can go up. Is the up how you got out?
I went through a window, but I assumed that there's a door that goes to the pathway that I saw earlier.
Should
yes.
we go down?
I feel like clearing all of the side rooms before we go forward is a good idea.
Anything we clear is just progressive.
Stepping down into the darkness, down this short
Hello?
flight of stairs, your voice echoes, Grok, and as you hear the sounds of dripping, as you realise that this is the castle's main cistern, and it has a significant amount of water within it.
Oh, is it clean?
So much mold down here.
Wait, cistern's the thing that holds water, isn't it?
Yes.
So the castle's water supply, yeah.
Yeah, it's not the to be confused with the sewer.
Yes. No.
No, yes, yeah.
It's not.
Is it like the
septic
water of the moat where it's just black and inky?
No. This is actually relatively fresh water.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Good. This place is looking
Probably.
up.
It's on the up and up. All right. I'm glad we went down there, so we didn't have to. There's no oh, what's that thingy from D&D that lives in water? That's terrifying.
Aboleth.
Yeah, the aboleth.
Well, let's not stick around to find out, shall we? We can set the water on fire a different day.
I was thinking Otyog rather than Aboleth, but they don't like clean water so much.
It just
Well, we can try this door
Just a little E. coli.
as a treat.
You know what? I'll take on a coli instead of an aboleth any day.
Yeah.
E. coli can be fixed with good disinfectant.
So yes, the pathway to your right goes downhill towards what appears to be a gatehouse, looking out across the ravine, which you weren't able to cross further down with that chain. Then to your left, the pathway goes uphill, and as Darius said, it splits off into two. One pathway heads towards what appears to be a crane. Another pathway heads up to the tall tower at the very top of this mountain castle complex.
Because we wanted to go across the chasm with the drawbridge, did we want to go that way first?
I'm feeling the tower.
Huh?
I'm feeling the tower.
Yeah. I'm not going to just...
Well, gatehouse is a dead end, and it's just, do we want to clear all the dead ends before we move forward, or are we happy to just charge forward?
I think I'd rather clear the gatehouse.
Same. I prefer very slow, methodical, nothing is going to come up on me from behind.
Very good. We will go this way
This-
then.
This has been the smartest, most methodical D&D group that I've ever...
Yes.
And I love it.
Yes, apologies to the audience if you're expecting a massive dramatic battle this evening, or reckless behaviour.
Oh, the massive dramatic battles are still going to happen. It's just not because we charged in stupidly.
So yes, you come across this gatehouse that looms over the ravine that you tried to cross earlier. You're a bit higher up. The ravine basically carves the hill in two. And so this part of the ravine is deeper, but the drawbridge is intact. The mechanism is still relatively intact. So it's currently raised at an angle, not quite fully closed. It's sort of sticking out slightly, but you could, if you wish, try to lower it.
So is this crossing at the same place but higher up, or is this a different crossing spot?
It's a different crossing spot. You're quite some distance above where you try to cross.
Above as in north, or above as in height, or both?
Both.
Oh.
So actually, to give you a bit of a visual understanding, if you'll bear with, or hop back to this map, you guys are now up here, whereas you originally tried to cross down here.
Oh.
I see. You've come
To give you sort of a visual idea. You've gone up the very steep battlements.
So that's the very top tower we saw,
Mhm,
and then this
mhm.
is the place where we tried to get across.
Yes,
sort of
so you
up
haven't
through
explored the right-hand side yet.
Well, right-hand side or up to the tower?
The right-hand side is completely blocked off because there's only two ways across, and both of them are no bueno. So I think maybe we clear that top tower first, and
No,
then
this
do the
drawbridge
right way.
works.
Yeah, but it works from this side, so anything on the other side is staying on the other side until we drop the drawbridge.
Well, yeah, I mean, we could try.
Unless I can fly or climb.
Oh, it's not completely proof, but I think if we drop the drawbridge, that's going to give a lot more things access to us. So maybe we save that until later.
Yeah, hopefully everything dies when we kill this witch woman.
If we go up now, she won't be there. She'll be across. If we go across, she won't be in there. She'll be up. It's just
adventure game logic.
Oh.
wherever we go, it's going to be wrong.
No. Let's go up then.
Yep. All right, let's go.
Now I can see the crane on that. That makes a whole lot more sense.
Yeah.
I remembered seeing the crane going. That's an interesting way of getting supplies.
Hmm. Well, I guess the question is, which one of those two towers would be the main one?
Well, I assume that the one we're at, the one that goes up on our side, would be the keep because it's the most defensible.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So it stands to reason that any sort of last stand would have happened there.
Yeah, because that's the way the drawbridge runs and some other fun bits.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would tend to assume that the big bad will be in the top tower rather than the side tower. But we know what they say about assumptions. They fuck you up badly.
Makes an ass out of you and me. All right, let's go to the top section. Sorry,
Top
Sterling,
section.
that we keep making.
No. It's all good. It's good practice for me as a TM. Keeps me on my toes. As long as the audience is having fun, that's my main concern. As long as you guys are having fun. So, all right, you begin your trudge up the pathway towards this large keep overlooking this entire valley. And as you approach this tower, the air seems to be it just feels just a little bit more oppressive and cold. But again, there's a silence that is just a tad unnerving. When you enter the tower itself, you don't find any doors or passageways barred to you. It's almost welcoming in a weird, oppressive sort of way.
Curse of Strahd kind of way.
I think we should pause for a second. This being is magical. They've been here a long time. This whole place is magic. I think I can protect us against that in case something happens.
That sounds like an excellent idea. And I also feel that this sort of oppressive silence can only be fought with a really good fart.
And as much wood as we can find.
I pull out a chunk of rock. It's like looks like a bit of chalk, and just busily start drawing circles around people. I'd like to try and cast a magic seal.
All right.
Bagel.
Go for it. And
I don't have the spell prepared. Oops. It's a general spell.
oh, hang on.
Level 1. It's basic of basic spells.
Magical seal. There we are. So, you can protect a person no bigger than a human or a location from magic. Power level of any spells cast against this person or place during the quarter day is decreased by the power level of the magic seal. How much power are you putting into this?
Just one.
Just one? All right. And who are you protecting?
Posic.
Posic? All right. Do you just
I have
smear
flashes.
him with mold, do you?
I just
And also
carve a
filthy.
tiny circle in the dirt around him. But just making point to just draw my hand from north to south, east to west. As I'm doing it. Nothing more.
Very well. With your magical defenses so bolstered, you venture bravely into this tower. You find yourselves winding up and up a spiral staircase. You pass ruined chambers, little in the way of occupants or items of note. The tower is quite large and with some with some attention and a lot of resources, you might be able to repair it and utilize it to your own devices. But eventually you come to the very top of the tower. A chamber opens out ahead of you. It is quiet, but it smells uniquely of both mold and perfume.
Okay, we're getting closer.
A large four-poster bed stands against the far wall on the opposite side of the circular chamber to you, flanked by suits of armor seemingly standing guard over the bed. On the bed itself rests the remains of what looks to be a human dressed in finery and full plate armor with a helmet and a crown.
Grack.
On his chest, this figure's gloved hands clutch a large, beautifully crafted sword, which immediately draws Darius's attention.
Not just Darius's.
Hmm.
In the center of the chamber between you and this bed is this sort of raised area with what appears to be, what is a strange contraption to you, pointed up at a hole in the ceiling, up to the cloudy sky above.
Hmm. Oh. Oh.
Money sword.
Sharp
Telescope.
sword.
Mr. Grack, would you mind?
What's this? What's this? I've never seen something like this before.
Grack, I believe that is the nice man who came to visit you earlier, paying some respects.
I'll just try and wiggle the telescope real quick.
It creaks, squeaks, and makes all sorts of strange noises as it seems to maneuver around the large tube, able to be pointed in different directions. It's fascinating, Gruck.
This is amazing.
It also seems a lot more new than the rest of this castle. It doesn't have dust on it.
Either it's been added later or somebody is using and taking care of it.
How unfortunate for them.
Neither of those things make me feel happy.
Can I try looking through it?
In the daytime?
Certainly.
Oh, it is daytime still.
I've never seen a telescope before.
Yes. Do you ever want to see anything else again?
I pointed directly at the sun.
It goes blind.
After playing with that, I just kind of curiously wander around looking at these statues. Just slowly working my way over towards the bed.
Alright.
Just cautiously, like, I'm not sure what to think of it.
I'll follow, but not super close.
I think I've discovered why I'm so quiet, by the way.
Ooh, good job.
Yeah. I can't fix it. It appears my dog has decided that part of my headset was a nice chew toy.
Oh no.
No, no.
No, Ash, no.
Ash, why? So that's probably the reason. It's very damaged. Oh well, I have a backup. I'll have to switch to it next time.
So, Grok, as you approach the beds, the two statues are of humans in various regalia and armor. Again, seemingly standing watch over this this king who is at his rest.
Is anyone getting a blink vibe?
Hmm.
You also notice, Grok, off to
There is.
one side of the bed, there is a beautiful painting that seems untouched by time. It is of a
Dorian Gray.
beautiful woman dressed in, again, regalia and finery, and it is indeed inscribed.
I look at it fascinated for a sec before just kind of getting the sense of disgust. The thing, remembering the feeling of what the man saw, the ghost said about the queen.
As you have that feeling of disgust well up inside you, the face of the woman on the painting distorts into a look of disgust and a scowl at you before issuing forth a horrific scream directly in your face, Grak. And the rest of you turn to look on as Grok is assailed with this sudden wall of sound that hits him. Let's see how much. Let's see how much he takes.
Ooh, I recognize that scream.
Fortunately for you, you only take 1 point of wits, as you are knocked back a few feet by the sudden assailment, and then things fall silent, Grak. Just enough for you to hear a crackling noise coming from the bed. First, a gloved finger moves, and then another, and horrified, you see before you, Grok, the corpse of this king being filled with unholy life. At the same time, all of you hear a scraping noise come from a door off to the side. We shall enter initiative.
Oh, fun, 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 fun.
Murder time. Ours or theirs remains to be seen.
Oh, why do you narrow it down? Everybody's going to get murdered.
It's a shame they put all this flammable wood on this floor.
Personally, I'm thinking cursed artwork that screams at you definitely needs to be burned.
I was going to shoot it. See how that goes.
Hell, why not all three?
All right.
Murder. Night Owl.
Pozic, you are the first to respond as the corpse of this king rises.
I have torch in one hand and sword in the other. So I'm thinking I will run and burn the painting and then brace for impact from Swordman.
Actually, Swordman doesn't wield a sword. He seems to discard the weapon as he actually lunges straight towards Grok before Grok has any real chance to avoid. As
King Algarod.
He basically leaps off the bed with unholy vigor, slams into Grak, grips the goblin by the throat, inflicting 1 point of damage on him, and then throws him clear across the room. As Grak, you end up knocking your head against the telescope and landing prone near to Darius.
Why?
Don't take it personally.
Back to Pozic, yes, sorry.
So he's now between me and the portrait.
Yes.
Are those statues standing there doing anything, moving?
Standing as still as statues.
I was suspicious of them.
I do not trust them as far as I can throw them.
Neither.
Well, hopefully there was nothing alive in it at one point and they've sort of coalesced.
And the door by that bathtub thing on the right was making scrapey noises, yeah?
Yes, there's suspicious scraping noises coming from that door.
I will move to engage the king, I guess.
Very well.
So make with the smacky smack. Although, is moving my fast action for the turn?
I think that's different.
Not from that distance. No, moving is fine. You can step up and still make an attack.
Excellent. Then I will make a smacky smack.
Go for it.
And he's unarmed, yeah? So, well, barehanded. I wouldn't say
Yes,
unarmed.
well, he's wearing full plate. Those gauntlets going to hurt. As Brack might attest.
Everything in this room hurts. The telescope, the painting, the corpse.
I'll go for a stab then, because that's harder to parry when you're barehanded.
Ooh,
I will do a good one.
you do indeed. You smack into the king's full plate, and although he manages to deflect, there's a loud clang as your sword scrapes off his armor. You do still manage to land a pretty decent hit on him, but he's not looking terribly pleased. Not that you can see his face; it's covered in with his full helm. But you hear this hungry growl from within the helmet as he bears down upon you, Pozic. Let's see what he does.
Interesting.
Let's see what he does. First of all, he actually sweeps with his leg, kicking you and trying to knock you down, but you can attempt to parry if you wish, Pozic.
So he's using
He's trying to kick
human
you,
rules
basically.
rather than monster rules, so you can actually...
Monster rules, but this attack can actually be parried.
It specifically says it there.
Specifically says you can try to
be
parry
parried.
this attack if you wish.
Then excellent, I am definitely going to parry that.
And so you do, managing to block his kick as it comes in from the side. But just as you do that, he makes another attack against you. As...
Oh, that's very unpleasant. So very glad that I did the fearless thing.
It's very unpleasant indeed. All of you watch as
Is it a magic attack?
It's a fear attack as you see the king seemingly get knocked back by Pozic's parry, but instead he drops down to one knee, digging his fingers, his gauntleted fingers, into the floor, and all around him swirl purple, black, smoky forms, and they're calling your name, Pozic, in anguish and horror, as Pozic is assailed by a vision of hell itself. Pozic, you might want to use that talent of yours.
Abso-frickin-lutely I do.
That's some 40k bullshit psycho crap right there.
Block one!
You
Huzzah!
managed to block one.
Excellent, so that wasn't an instant kill.
Just double checking what happened. looking here for? All right. Yes, so because you absorbed it, you only take 1 point of wits damage, which I see you've already. Or was that from the? No, you avoided the ghost. Yes, and you take 1 point of wits damage. You're still up. Grak, you are down on the ground. What do you do? Need a change of music, I think.
I'd like to get up and unsling my little shield that I've acquired.
All right, you can certainly do that.
And I'll just slowly work my way towards it. Trying to be as careful as possible.
Very well.
Just in the front of the shield, I start tracing my finger in just a slight shape of a mushroom. I think with some of that moldy, yeasty liquid.
Mm-hmm. All right. Hosfae.
Would I have seen? Would I have a reason to be suspicious of that thingamajig, even though I was so far away?
I mean, yes.
Painting. Yeah. Right.
It screamed at Grok loud enough that I think we all know what happened.
Fair enough. I'm going to tell Cairo to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Bouncy music?
It's pretty good.
A bit too. Yeah, we do have a limited selection, unfortunately.
And I'm going to use all of my movement, my whole turn of movement with my... I'm going to need to turn that music down. Hang on. Can't even hear myself think. I'm going to, go around, and if I have to go over the bed, I will. To get to the painting.
You wouldn't be able to go that far, I'd say.
Okay, well, put me...
Get about there.
Make it there, and we'll call it a...
Sure, we can do that. We can do that. All right, as you run ahead, bursting out from a side room come a pair of skeleton warriors.
What were you doing in the ladies' closet? That's rude.
Rattle on, boys.
Lady skeletons.
And poor Cairo is assailed himself by another one.
Oh.
Darius.
Skeletons. We meet again. I'm going to murderate a skeleton.
Very well.
As soon as I remember how to combat, click Ancient Battle Axe, give it Axe Fighter, hit them with it.
Hey. You definitely managed to hit it, but it's actually wearing decent chainmail. So unfortunately, it actually gets an armor. And it blocks both of your points of damage. as it is. Both of these skeletons are well armed with chainmail, swords, and shields that still seem pretty functional, sadly, Darius.
That's just rude.
Back to Pozic.
Well, Mr. Kingy King here has made his opinion known, so I'm going to return the favour.
Mm-hmm.
And just hope that I can do enough damage to him to stop him killing me outright.
Oh, that'll do it.
Not complaining about these rolls, not going to lie.
Not bad. You rent another gouge in His Majesty's armour. But he just seems to ignore it as he continues to bear down upon you.
Oh, I hate it when they do that.
Doesn't anything die in this world anymore?
Oh, it's not.
Oh, it will.
It's not accounting for his armour as it is.
It's okay. He can take it off.
He doesn't need it.
It's fine. He's a Death Knight. It's a tank.
So that's the number of dice you've got for armour, and each success takes 1 point of damage off.
Yep, so they'll roll another armour save for his first.
And because he rolled 2 skulls on the armour save, the armour takes 2 points of damage.
Ooh. Fair point. So he does reduce the damage he's taken, but you have ripped off chunks of his armour as you have gone to town on him. So a bit of a commiseration prize. He's not happy with you denting his armour. Let's see what he does. He tries to sweep the leg once again.
Then I shall parry once more.
Parry you do. But he comes around again.
And I collapse into a gibbering pile of nothingness.
As you are overwhelmed. Well, you can take your armor save a little bit, but it's not gonna.
I only
It wouldn't
have
save
1
you.
point
It
of
wouldn't
willpower
save you.
left.
No. So as Pozic drops to the ground screaming, as you watch as this purple cloud of unholy spirits assail the poor goblin.
I am assuming the magic protection does nothing for fear. It's specifically magic.
No, it's specifically magic, unfortunately.
Bugger.
So Pozic is down. Grak.
Does that mean I take a psychological wound because I'm broken?
I believe it does. Critical injuries. Yeah, horror trauma. Yeah. So let's see what you get. If you survive this, of course. You can roll me a d6. Actually, no, we should sort this out. Pozic, I'll let you roll 2d6, please, while Grak considers his next move.
I'll just shift forwards and brandish my shield with
Very
the
well.
mushroom symbol on it and attempt to cast Purge Undead, but I want to supercharge it.
All right.
Give it all of the beans.
All right.
Because I deleted all my spells out of my bloody character sheet from last time.
That's unfortunate.
If you survive this, Pozic, you'll be suffering from nightmares for the next few days, which may not help with your sleeping patterns.
Lovely. Could be a hell of a lot worse.
About it.
We'll just put you back to sleep. It's okay. A pillow might be involved.
Only dreams.
Grak prepares himself.
And glaring at the king, I just shriek as I push my shield forwards. And I cast Purge Undead, but charged up to level 3 with all of my willpower.
Nice. That goes off now, or sorry, next turn?
Now.
Now. Okay. Purge undead.
I'm trying to help you.
Go to sleep. You don't belong here.
It's
You
past
never
your
belong
bedtime.
here.
All right. 3 power level. All right. The king shudders as beams of your magical energy surge into his undead form. He issues forth this grunt of pain and then of anger as you sense more than see the creature that was this king turning his attention towards you, Gruck.
I just sneer and spit on the floor.
Hosfae.
I'm doing a runny, stab.
Ready, stab.
Avoiding the king as much as humanly possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So let me, you tell me.
As a full action and with a move, you can probably somersault across the bed.
Ready up.
Hood slide.
Can I use the bed as a trampoline?
Potentially, if you make the move check.
Oh, right, move, yep. Move. Where's the... Oh. Why is the checks that I want to do always the ones I don't have points in? This is gonna...
Oh, but you are successful, as with a bounding leap, you jump across the bed, using it as a trampoline, narrowly avoiding falling on the sword still lying on the bed as you land on the other side.
A brief glimmer of what could have been flashes, with Hosfae impaled on the sword.
Wait, is it a magical sword? Where's the sword there?
You don't know if it's magical. It's very shiny, though.
Well, I'm gonna... Next turn, I'm gonna throw my torch at the creepy lady, and then I'm gonna pick up the sword.
Very well.
Can I get Cairo to, like, run away?
No, you're very much away from Kyra. He's on his own.
But, well, you know, but, like... Oh, he's on his own turn.
He's on his own turn, and he's going to do his own thing.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the other skeletons move round to deal with Darius. So this one lumbers into combat with you. And will take a swing at you, Darius, with its longsword.
Dodge.
Dodge?
Yep. What kind is it? A slash attack?
Yes, it is.
Very good. Damn it.
Oof. Nope. As the sword comes in and cleaves you for 2 points of damage. Not looking good.
Not looking good at all.
And the other one, seeing your weakness, also takes a swing. Passing you down.
Can I
I think
parry
you
it?
get a second dodge because you've got the talent.
Oh, he does too. Yeah, you might want to take that.
I'm pretty sure I am. Yes.
Oh, success.
Phew.
Which I'll allow it. For narrative, I'll allow it. You managed to duck out of the way of this other swing. Cairo, as an animal, is not very happy with being close to undead, and so will actually come around and will whimper in the corner as this lumbering other skeleton approaches from the rear. Darius.
I only have one chance to do bugger all. Do they get an attack of opportunity if I choose to disengage?
If you move away from them, yes, unless you make it an actual disengage roll, which is a move, I believe.
Well, it's not worth it. I'm going to have to attack them. Praying that I can cut one down. I only have 1 strength, but I am an axe fighter.
Ooh. Ho, 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 ho.
Darius Mayan.
Good job. As it will attempt to block with armor, but doesn't block enough as you take a fair amount off its health. It's undead vitality.
It'll lose a point of armor for its next saves too.
Indeed it will.
Yay.
These things have way too much armor.
We should have just burnt the whole thing down.
Would never have come here. Oh, sorry, ignore that. That was an accidental roll. Cool. Back to you, Pozic. Oh, you're on the ground.
No,
Whimpering
because
in
I was
terror.
broken for wits and I didn't go unconscious, the only thing I can do is run away.
Probably a good idea.
And just for the record, I can be first aided if somebody spends an action doing a performance roll to cheer me up.
Let me
I
pantomime me
believe
doing
I will be
something.
running in the general direction of away, so I'm guessing as far as I can go.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is the direction with the least undead things.
Makes sense. Makes sense. All right, King Algarod will loom over the battlefield. Let's see what he does. Oh, he gets rather upset. All right. Everyone is taking 2. Everyone except Pozic, because he ran away, is taking 2 points of wits damage.
Oh, don't like that very much.
Don't do that again.
That's me down.
Oh no.
That's unfortunate.
As Grok falls to the floor, King Algarod makes his second attack. And I think he will go for Hosfae. She is threatening the painting.
No, fuck off.
As Hosfae, you take 2 more wits damage.
No, I'm down.
As Hosfae is in a whimpering heat, means you're frightened like Pozic, so you will be forced to run away in your next turn. And as for your mental trauma,
We're all gonna die.
funnily enough,
Mm-hmm.
Hosfae becomes rather anxious.
Yeah, that's fair. I can live that out.
So -1 to all your wits rolls until you feel a bit better. But yes, you'll be running on your next turn.
Can I
to
run
the
with a
front.
torch in my hand?
Oh yes. No, that's all you can do. You flee. So you're both frightened. Grok is... That was wits, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yes, so Grok as well. Somewhat afraid. Grok takes a trauma. You are also somewhat anxious, Grok, and you also want to flee this place.
Fair.
And speaking of, Grok, it is indeed your turn, so you better start running.
Just run. We can regroup.
Yeah, you can, but I've got 2 skeletons that I have to beat to death. And then a king of death.
I just tried to get to the stairs.
Yeah, you probably get to about the foot of the stairs, Scrap. Hosfae.
I'm going to do a drive-by flaming.
Just
I'm
fling
gonna
the
have-
torch at it and hope it catches.
Oh, what's that
Burn the
noise?
painting.
There are some very loud banging noises coming from outside.
Oh,
It's just the
fireworks
ghosts.
or fireworks or something else.
It was State of Origin tonight, so
Oh,
the
true.
first
Yeah,
stage.
yeah. So it's probably that. Yeah, unfortunately, Hoss, you're too afraid to do anything. You just want to get the hell out of Dodge. You just had the damned souls of hell try to claim your soul.
Okay, I'm going to throw the torch at the painting and run.
You can't throw the torch to the painting.
Oh, for
Drop it
fuck's
on the
sake.
bed.
Dropping the torch where
Panic
it is,
and run.
perhaps you are panicking and running. So I'll let you choose where you wish to run, but run you must go. And you can probably cross about half the room.
If I go past him, is he going to hit me?
No,
Because
he's
we're
a
broken,
monster. He
we're
doesn't
not
work like that.
threats.
Yeah. So his special thing is he gets to attack you twice during a turn, but that's all he can do.
Okay, then I will run to about the center of the room. I'll use all of my movement to run, I guess.
That's all you can do, unfortunately, because you are terrified out of your mind.
How far can I move, I guess is the...
It's abstract, but about halfway across the chamber. So
Away from the skeletons.
probably away from the skeletons is a good idea. As the aforementioned skeletons are unfortunately going to wail on Darius.
Well,
God, Darius.
Sorry, Darius. You may attempt to parry if you wish, or dodge.
dodge. Because I've got specials in that, so I may as well try to dodge.
Oh, that's a success. It still, however, gets through because it has more successes than you. Unfortunately, unless you wish to push. Oh, he pushes and he makes it. Straining yourself.
Nice.
And he followed up though. As the second skeleton comes in. Ooh, one success.
Yeah,
You equal or beat one success.
must dodge.
Oh,
Ah, I'm
oh
done.
no. Oh no.
I am
As
done.
try as you might, you try to avoid the swing, but it comes in. And Darius goes down. And that's a slash wound. And you are bleeding from your thigh, sir. Unfortunately for Darius.
Yep.
Cairo is going to join his master. The skeleton here will try and rush Hosfae. Take a swing. Inflicting... knocking Hosfae out, unfortunately. Hosfae goes down. Unless you wanted to try to dodge. Oh, she can try to dodge. Probably a good idea.
Using
I
move.
thought once you were broken, you were out of the combat and not a target. But
Oh, you are correct. Yes, sorry. My apologies.
so
So,
Cairo's the only active participant now, I think.
yes, he'll try and chase Cairo, and the poor wolf yelps as he takes a swing from the sword. As Hosfae is running like hell. Darius is out of the combat, bleeding out.
Yep.
That is unfortunately something of a TBK. As at this point, Pozic, Hosfae, and Gruck will flee the chamber. Darius will be quite alone, unfortunately.
My dying act be that all my torches roll out and start a fire.
I like that idea, yes.
Eat shit.
Well, if they are going to ignore you because you're unconscious, you get a whole bunch of rolls for the bleeding stopping and etc. But the problem's going to be if you wake up, they're going to notice you again.
Yes.
At this point, they will be hounding the rest of you. They'll be lumbering after you, those of you who are up and running.
Ah, you left me unattended. You fools.
So, as the majority of the party is hounded out of Algorod's tower by the undead king and his minions, we shall leave it there on a cliffhanger.
Dun dun dun.
See what happens to this poor party in our next session, hopefully in a fortnight.
Indeed.
Real life willings of. Thank you, party, for
Dying horribly to this.
No, thank you for being good sports, and thank you for doing your best.
Absolutely. Thank you for running, as always.
No, that's all right.
We're all gonna
Not a problem.
die.
Run away!
We'll see what happens. I might do some behind-the-scenes rolling with Darius to see if he can somehow recover and make his escape.
He
Or not.
won't be making a
Doesn't-
mistake. He's going to be making a horrible leap because they've left him unattended. You have fucked up, and you don't know how bad.
You're going to drag yourself to the painting by your eyelids and set it on fire?
I will do it with my teeth and my broken bones if I have to.
Well, hey, you can pick locks with those teeth, so God knows what else you can do.
Exactly.
The
We shall see,
sword.
though.
The sword. There's something about the sword.
Plunge it through the painting.
I'm going to plunge it through everything if I get a chance.
Well, let's just
Alright.
hope that our running away in abject terror distracts them long enough for you to come to your senses.
We'll see what happens next time.
We will see what
on
happens,
Gobbo
indeed.
Party.
Gobbo and a
Thank you
Hosfae.
all.
Thank you all. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye bye.